Yeah. Start.
Why did you write The Professional?
The idea behind the professional germinated in my mind many years back when I first started traveling the world over. And I saw a vast gap between professionals in every field all over the world and their counterparts in India. And that is the time that I began thinking about the book, and finally it happened. I thought that in India, we largely think that professionals are equated to people with professional qualifications. But that's not the case. To be called a true professional in any which field, one needs to have certain professional qualities. So in this book, I take a look at that. And what I have done in the professional is look at four distinct things. One is that we are talking about in this book what some base foundational qualities essential to be called a professional. You may be a doctor, you may be a scientist, a chartered accountant, a journalist, an author, whatever may be the field, but there are certain things which are foundational qualities. Then we move on and in the book talk about certain base professional qualities, which are very essential to be called a professional. And then we also take a look at what I call leadership qualities among professionals. So as professionals grow up in their careers, they take leadership positions. Each profession has its own nuance. So depending on the leadership level of an individual, there are certain qualities which are above and beyond the base qualities. And then finally in this book, we look at what I'm calling emerging qualities to be called a world-class professional. Because more and more Indian professionals are dealing with a global customer base, and global requirements are very different. There are certain things which are what I call new world imperatives. And in this part, we talk about the new world imperatives to be a global professional.
How is this book different from HP and DKW?
You know, the high performance entrepreneur was based on the story of Mindtree. Mindtree as a success in the making. Go Kiss the World, which again became a bestseller like the first book, was woven around my life story. But the professional is going to be very different. First of all, it is a book meant for every profession. So you will not see Mindtree, you will not see Subroto Bagchi, and it is certainly not an IT industry book. So the treatment of the professional is going to be very different. It will surprise a lot of people, it will shock some people, and certainly will draw from both uplifting positive experiences from all kinds of professions to some very disturbing ones. So look for it.
Tell us about the research.
Well, you know, while working on this book for the last couple of years, I have reached out to not just my own depth of experience, but I've reached out to a whole group of professionals that I have admired from different walks of life, from different parts of the world, and I have asked them questions like, what is the most important professional quality that you admire in people who you would call professionals professional? Similarly, I have asked these people questions like, what have been some of your most uplifting professional experience, and also what kind of professional behavior has put you off in certain circumstances. So there's been a tremendous amount of research, and you will have a telescopic view when you read this book of all the worlds of these people. So in a sense, you have a look at probably collective experience worth about 400 lifetimes.
Will it be as successful as the earlier two books?
I hope the professional is as affectionately received as have been Go Kiss the World and the High Performance Entrepreneur, because the intended reach of the book itself is going to be far wider, and so I really am looking forward to the critical responses on this book, its adoption, and of course what people finally do with this book.
What is your advice to professionals of tomorrow?
I have always been very fascinated with the advertising line used by American Express. They say, don't leave home without the card. So, if you're a professional, I would say, don't leave home without this book.